Welcome to this session where we will be talking with Kamal from AMZ One Stop agency, and he will share a lot of tips how to increase your Amazon product listing conversions by improving your creatives, the images, the videos. So he will talk a lot about all these visual things you see on the product listing, images and A+ content and so on. So everybody wants to increase conversion rate, and I think this session will be very helpful for you. I want to mention that this video is sponsored by 3 companies. So it's Getida, Zonguru, and Awesome. Getida is a Amazon FBA audit and reimbursements company. They help Amazon sellers to get money back from Amazon. And in the link below, you will find their offer for $400 free reimbursements. Also, Zonguru is an all-in-one Amazon seller suite, which is suitable for any type of, any stage of Amazon business. So also, you will find the link below in the description and their offer. And finally, Awesome is a FBA aggregator created by ex-Amazonians for Amazon sellers. And they are happy to look at your brand. And if you want to sell it, you can talk to them and maybe they will buy your brand. So check their link below and contact them. And today in this session, my guest is Kamal from AMZ One Stop.
Let's get ready for Kamaljit Singh at the KLIK Box Summit.
Hello, Kamal.
Hey, Gussus, how's it going?
Yeah, all good. Thank you. And by the way, before I introduce and we hear more from Kamal, I forgot to mention that don't forget to subscribe and like this video. Click all the buttons below possible. It helps everyone. And Kamal, could you please introduce yourself and tell us how you help Amazon sellers?
Okay, so my name is Kamal and I'm the founder and CEO of AMZ One Stop. And what we do at AMZ One Stop is we help Amazon brands with their creatives like listing images, product videos, A+ content, storefront, and all sort of creative banner ads and stuff like that. So that's what our specialty is. And that's what we're going to talk about today.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, I had a video with you in the past, and I think we will put it in the description as well at some point, where you were sharing how to, what is the difference between stock images and I think that video was about that and the professional services. And today we'll talk more serious stuff, how to convert better your Amazon product listing to get more sales. And you run quite a big agency in Canada, right?
Yes, we're headquartered in Canada. That's where our head office is. But we have different locations. We have studios in China, UK, USA, and we're team all across the globe. And yeah, so we have grown really really fast over the past couple of years. So very grateful to that. Yeah.
Yeah, perfect. So if people want to send samples to you for photography, they can also do in other continents as well.
China is one of our popular ones. A lot of sellers, they get their product manufactured in China and then they have it shipped. That saved them a lot of money, and that this saved them lots of time as well, because most of the time when sellers are about to launch their product, they are kind of stretched on time. So shipping to China directly saves about a week and a half. So and about $100 to ship across the continents.
I think we're ready for your presentation. Let's learn how we can increase Amazon product listings, visibility, and conversion rate.
Okay, perfect. So today, as I mentioned, that we're going to talk about Amazon creatives and, little introduction back in the days, 2012, 2013, you could have seen the bestseller listings with, just 1 or 2 image. But now time has changed. Even after the COVID, the pandemic hit, there's lots of big aggregators in the market, and they have in-house branding teams, people doing creatives for them, people doing photography, design, but how do you compete with those such big guys? And even the smaller sellers, they are putting so much focus on their conversion, on their branding, on their creatives. So you gotta have your listings at that next level so that you can stay in the game. So let's get started. So using Amazon creatives to increase your conversion. So if you have heard about Amazon creatives term for the first time, so that includes your listing images, your listing video, PPC video, A plus content. That also includes your storefront and display ad banners that you do for your PPC. So all of this is part of your Amazon creatives. And what we're going to discuss today is, at AMZ One Step, we have, all these strategies that I'm going to share with you. It comes from years of experience, and also after creating over 30,000 listing images or infographics just for Amazon sellers. So we have tried lots of different techniques and strategies, and what I'm going to share with you is what's working right now in 2021. And so your creatives, your listing design has to be creative. You got to be different, and you got to be better. You got to stand out from the crowd if you want to compete in 2020 at Amazon. So little bit basics first. So your listing goals. So you have four different goals from your listing. So first one is visibility. That comes from indexing on lots and lots of keywords and ranking on them. Or you can go with the on the advertising side. You can pay to get your ad up showing in the results. So these are the two ways. And the second one is, how do you get the extra amount of clicks than your competitors? Increasing the CTR, or optimize your listing should be optimized for CTR so that you have a great click-through rate. That is also the goal of a great listing. A lot of people ignore that. And the next goal is conversions. So when people click on your listing, the next goal should be, how do we convert more than anybody else? And also, once people have bought your product, brand loyalty is one of your goals as well. So in this video, we'll be focusing more on CTR and the conversion rate. Okay, so first one is boosting your CTR with a creative main image. So why I focus so much on the main image? Because main image is a gateway to your listing. So you cannot get 100 sales if you don't get 100 clicks. So the first step is in boosting your CTR. So it's just like, for example, you go to a retail store and there's a one shop where it's a big gate and hundreds of people can walk into that, versus there's smaller shop with only small tiny door and only one person can enter at a time. So this is the concept of CTR is, or having a great main image is, so that lots and lots of people walk into your shop. Okay, so that's how I think about it. So what impacts your CTR? When people search for, let's say, water bottle, they're going to see what impacts your CTR is the main image, the product title, reviews and ratings, price, and Amazon badges. But the good thing about is that you control the main image and the title. Reviews and rating are given by the customer, so you don't really control that. And second is the price. You may think that you can price anything to your product, but end of the day, it's the market that controls your price. So you can't really dominate the price. So Amazon badges like bestseller badge or Amazon choice badge or number one release badge. So these are the badges given by the Amazon. So what you control is the main image and the title, and you have to be very creative with these two. Okay, and in this presentation, we're going to focus on the main image to increase the CTR. Let's talk about the basics first that everyone talks about, and you must know all these basics. Your main image has to be pure white background. It should cover 85% of the main image. It has to be high quality, unique angle, has to be Amazon terms of service compliant. But these are the basics, okay? But we're not going to talk about that. We're going to talk about some strategies. So, but you got to know this as well. And some of the strategies that no one knows about that will give you a competitive edge. The first, we jump into the strategies, you got to analyze the risk versus reward, because Amazon is super strict when it comes to the main image. You can't have any badges, you can't have any any text on it. You can't have any fancy badges to get the competitive advantage. So Amazon is very much they are very, very strict, but there are some ways that can give you and competitive edge. So if you look at the image on left, which is the iPhone, it's pure white background, really high quality image, looks perfect and it's safe. Amazon likes it, but you don't get that much competitive advantage because it's it's not really giving you any competitive edge. But if you look at the image in the middle, it's a cat bag. What we have done is we have shown the cat inside the bag, so that it's telling people what that bag is for and what size of cat it can fit in. So it's also showing product in use. It's kind of a lifestyle image as well, but on white background. So this gives you some competitive edge, and it's less risky. Okay. And if you look at the image on the far right, it's highly risky. The seller is using text. It says 2 badges, 2 pack, and also using a free ebook, and it's trying to get the competitive advantage, but it's really, really risky. So but the most important thing here is that as a seller, main image does not impact your seller performance. Amazon might take your main image down, but it's not going to impact your seller performance. It's going to go down for a day, or maybe for 8 hours or so, but make sure you have the backup image ready so that you can replace it as soon as possible. So lots of the time, the images does get suspended. Amazon has a bot system, but when you're working with any creative agency, you got to find some ways how you can deceive that bot system, and Amazon accepts your main image. But you got to have one main image as a backup. Our recommendation is go for the image in the middle, because that's giving you a competitive edge and it's less risky. All right. So this is what I wanted to analyze that first. And the first strategy I have for you is, we call it label it strategy. If you look at the image on left, before and the after, what seller has done, they have used a badge to they have done something creative with their product packaging itself. It says 25-gram protein and it's unflavored. It's giving you that competitive edge, and it will for sure have extra amount of clicks than your competitors. Reason why? Because you are giving what people are here for. If they're looking for a protein powder, tell them what's the amount of protein they're getting in this in this bag. And it's unflavored. That's your unique selling point. So you can play around with your product packaging. Would sellers be offended when they get it? No, as long as you have your package is showing in the back that it does come with 25 grams of protein and it's unflavored, as long as your listing is doing its job, you should be fine. But if you look at the image on the left, it says unflavored, but it's not readable. So this means that you don't have to get your packaging changed like right away. You can just do that by changing your main image. But if it's working well, that means you know what to do when you go for the shipment numbers, the next shipment, so that you can have your packaging changed, so that you don't have to just use the strategy anymore. Your packaging in itself is giving you a competitive edge. So one more example of that would be, lots of the time your product does not come in a packaging. So what do you do that? If you look at the image on the left, it's giving so much information, but it's not easy to read, just because it's the section of the label is so small. But what you can do is, no one is going to count how many sheets are coming in this sheets are coming with this product, but you can show on a badge on the right side, okay, it comes with the 50 sheets. Now you may think that it's still not Amazon compliant, but we're tricking the system. Now Amazon bot system wouldn't catch it, because now it's stick on the Amazon on your product. So that looks like a part of your packaging, and that's why we call it label it strategy. It's giving you a competitive edge. Okay, and maybe looking at the next example, what we have done is, it's a pure vegetarian. That was the unique selling point. We changed its label. Now this is giving you a competitive edge on the search results. So these are some of the examples, but this is applicable on pretty much every product. You might think it's not applicable to your product, but if you think about it, take a step back, think about it, how you can use label it strategy for your product. There are some solutions. Okay. And you always got to push the boundary when it comes to the main image. If you look at the image on the left, it's a basic image, looks all right, Amazon compliant. But if you can get this main image accepted by the Amazon, when you upload that, if the Amazon bot does not detect it, this can give you a competitive edge, because now right now you're showing the model in it itself using the hairbrush. So this will give you an edge. But if Amazon takes it down, as I mentioned first, have the backup image ready so that you can replace it right away. But even if you get an increase of 1% in your click-through rate, that's huge, because lots of the listings, if you go and check your numbers, lots of listings are getting thousands and thousands of impressions, right? So your goal is to maximize the clicks through the main image, and even 1% would be a game changer. So you always got to push the boundary. And let's say if you have any variations in your product. So over the years, what we have found, if you have, like, let's say multiple color or multiple sizes, this is what you can do to showcase your other colors as well. Let's say a person is really interested in a black socks, but your main image is showing only pink. But if they can see in the main image that you also offer the other color, it's a great way to do that. But on the Amazon ranking system, it's one of your best-selling variation is that would rank in the search results and other wouldn't. So this is a great way to drive the traffic to your other variations through the parent listing by using this main image strategy. Okay, and the next one is, it's really important. It's called Kaizen strategy. If you are an experienced Amazon seller, that it's just a matter of one seller to come up with a good main image, then everybody else would start copying that and having the same image all over the search results. As a seller, if you want to be the top seller, you got to keep improving your main image, and we call it Kaizen strategy. If you look at the image on the right, it's a great image. It's a pure white background. It's a nice product shot. There's nothing wrong with that. Amazon would like it. It's 1,000 by 1,000, whatever the Amazon specs are. Image looks good. What can you do to improve it? Maybe you can 3D render it, right? So 3D rendering is also an option. Maybe we can talk about that some other day. You can 3D render it. So if you look at this image 2 now, this image has been changed to this image now. It's much more sharper. It's much more clearer, right? So you can even see the small dots on the product. It's a flawless image because it's 3D rendered. So your quality has gone up from 5 out of 10 to 7 out of 10 right away, right? And it's the same thing. So image looks much improved. And now, since it's a Kaizen strategy, you got to think yourself, what can I do to improve my main image? Maybe think about it. Maybe you can add a wallpaper just like this. Now this image gives so much depth to your main image that it gives some color, gives some branding, and it will make your main image stand out, right? So now you got to think it yourself. What can I do to improve this image? What can I do that my click-through rate goes up? So you got to keep thinking when you're working with a creative agency. Have a discussion. What can you do? And we came up with this. Maybe we could add some unique selling point as a text. Now Amazon would accept it because now it's a part of your screen, and chances are Amazon is going to accept that because it's not showing anything outside the product, and it's just a part of screen. So in this case, we have shown 3 unique selling points: that it's HD, the size of the screen is high, is 15 inches, and also it's portable, right? So, and let's say if we go with this image, it's much improved from the first image that I've shown you. So what can you do, right? So now 2 months down the road, everybody else is going to have the exact same type of exact same style. So what can you do? So again, it's called a Kaizen strategy. You got to keep improving. You got to keep improvising. So this is the next version that we came up with. Okay, so now you can add some 3D life to it, right? It looks much. If you go back and watch this video, the first image, it's totally different. Now it's like next level. So people would definitely be interested, okay, what they're buying now. They may, for the gamers and people who like high quality sharp stuff, they would definitely be interested in at least looking at your listing. So that's the whole goal. Drive clicks to your listing. So that's why we call it Kaizen strategy. You got to keep improving it. Okay. And if you stick to just one main image, somebody's going to outrank you. So this is the most important strategy. And the next one with the main image is don't just go with your guts. Don't go with the feedback of your friends and family or your spouse. You got to do the split testing. See what market is thinking about your main images. So there's two different options that you can do. First is you can use manage your experiments on Amazon, or you can use a third-party software like PickFu to do the instance split testing. But the good thing about PickFu is that you're going to get the results right away, versus if you do manage your experiments, it's going to take some time for you to get all those results, and it's also not available for everybody. Okay, so using manage your experiments, it's for brand registered sellers, and you got to see if you have any eligible ASINs or not. A lot of the time, you don't have eligibility to do this split testing, and there's only a few things that you can split test on manage your experiments. Number one is the main image, and then the product title and the A+ content. But the good thing about manage your experiments is the real data. Okay, it's the real people who are interested in buying your products and are actually buying your products, unlike third-party tool, because they're just doing the survey, they have no intention on buying that product, and versus it's a real customer. So this is really, really powerful if you can have your product do the split testing through manager experiments, because the data you're going to get is you're going to see whether option A made more sales or option B made more sales. And you're also going to see what is the sample size of those experiments. And you're also going to see the difference between the conversion rate and units sold per unique visitor. So the data you get is really, really high quality, and that can help you make decisions a lot easier. Okay, they'll give you the probability whether you should go with option A, like they would give you the results in the probability. Okay, for example, 75% chances that option A would work better than option B. Okay, something like that, you're going to get the results. And so that's all about the main images. Okay, main image goal is just to get you a click. And now the next goal is conversion. And how do you convert with the visual references is there was a study done by a 3M that the human brain can process an image in just 13 milliseconds, versus when you read a text, the image takes it takes some time to process that text, versus image, it's super fast, and people would grab that information so much quickly. So it's really important to give visual content and give visual references to your listing images. And this is one of the example dimensions image. So people can't really process numbers. Let's say if I had to say that this iPad case was 8 inches, it's not that easy to process that number, versus if you give them a visual reference. So now we're comparing that size with the size of a pencil, right? It's much more easier, versus like if I say that this bottle is 10 inches tall, versus if I show just in somebody's hand or next to a product where they can easily process it. So that really helps them, right? Don't make a maze game with your buyers that they have to guess something. Okay, just give a visual reference to your product. If you look at the next image, it's a duration image. So these are only two examples. So this humidifier can run up to 20 hours, which means you can turn it on during daytime, and it will also run throughout your night. So it's day and night both, runs up to 20 hours. So this image is kind of visually telling them you can use it in a day, you can use it at night, a lot more easier than if you had to process this information by some other methods. Okay, so these are just two examples how you can use visual references to increase the conversion. So this is an example from Gymshark. If you look on the right, it says that the model is 6 feet and 5 inches tall and wears a size large. So let's say if somebody's like me who's 5'11" and trying to buy the large, giving a visual reference. Now, when I read that, I was like, oh wow, I'm going for the wrong size, right? So this is an apparel category, but this really works in all other categories. Okay, so you got to, as long as you give a reference point, a popular reference point, your returns and refunds are going to go down, because people will not order if the product is not for them, or they will order if they will order the right size or right variation from your product. Okay, so this is an example from Gymshark. And if you look at this image, uh, the seller is selling a lamp, right? So they're selling a lamp, but they have, instead of showing one, they have shown two in the image. That does not mean that they're going to get two lamps. It's just a way to sell your multiple packs. Okay, so this is also lots of big brands, they are using this strategy to make an upsell, convincing people to buy 2 units instead of one. Okay, you can also create promotions like, buy one get one 50% off in your listing, and have a visual reference in the listing images, so that people can also imagine, if they're going with that promotion, they can see how the product will look like. And now, if I was looking for a lamp and I land on this listing, and after looking at this image, I would probably consider myself, buying 2 lamps instead of one, right? So this can increase your order value. And by no means, I'm saying that, just sell half of your product, maybe just one shoe instead of a pair, because nobody is as patient as Cinderella. So the next strategy is, the elevator pitch strategy. It's the fastest way to explain your product is through a video. And Amazon has come late in the game. Okay, Facebook adapted videos really, really fast, and then the LinkedIn, then Instagram, now TikTok. The attention span is going down, and every platform or every social media channel is going through the video, because people like video. People like to watch videos, right? It's just so much interacting. So Amazon now has started pushing more going towards the video. Okay, now that you can do like listing video, you can do PPC video, you can have videos in your storefront, you can have video in your some of the A plus modules. It's not available for everybody, but Amazon is pushing the videos really hard, because it's really, people like to watch videos. Okay, so what is the purpose of a video? You don't want to tell a whole story, just your unique selling point, so that people want to know more about it and they want to buy it. Okay, so this is the example. If you could watch it together, it's a very small video.
Volkswagen, das Auto.
You see, you don't have to do a lot. It's just the messaging is so clear that you will get powerful acceleration if you buy this Volkswagen car. It's the unique selling point. 15 seconds video, and it keeps the audience engaged all the way till the end. For example, you're selling this cup of glass, and maybe if the video is starting with glass falling off, glass breaking, and then something actionable, something attractive, the unique selling point, that's the whole point of of a video. So there are different types of videos. I don't know how I'm doing on time, but so there's, you can do lifestyle images, you can lifestyle video, you can do a white background video, you can also do 3D video. So if you look at the option number 1, so there's a models walking in to the gym. They have the product in hand, and they're going to do those exercises. So this is a little bit expensive to create, but it's really, really engaging. Okay, so that's a lifestyle video that has a real life environment. and models and stuff. If you look at this video, it's the video white background video. It's product video on white background. You showing it has a background music. It has some text for people to be engaged. So this is what you can do with the pure white background video, or you can have stock images. If you're looking at the image animation, you can have the stock images and create a video from that. Okay, so tells your unique selling points. It's also not that expensive to create, but it works really, really well. Or if your product is something unique, you can go with any animation style video. If you look at the 3D video, it's not a real video. It's done through the computer. It's a 3D animation, and it works great for these type of products. And the other, if you stick till the end, we are offering one of these videos as a KLIK Box KLIK Box present. If you guys stick till the end, we'll talk more about that. And why videos is because a lot of marketers, they use AIDA model. It's you get the attention, which comes through the main image. If they click on that means they're interested. And when they're on your listing, they're already on their desired stage. Okay, so they already want that product, and video is the most effective way to move them from desired stage to the action stage, which means buying your product. Okay, so the videos work great that way. And the next one is using brand analytics. Why we should use brand analytics? It has lots of good features, but in terms of correlation with Amazon creatives, what you can do is you can go to if you see a tab on your right side on your Seller Central, you're going to see brands, and then go to brand analytics. It's going to give you top 3 listings, which has the most amount of clicks, which has most amount of conversion share, and it's also going to give you search frequency rank. Search frequency rank basically means how frequent your keyword is being searched. It's just like a BSR. It's just a snapshot in a time. So in brand analytics, if you look at the screen, I have made a search for essential oil, and you can search for your reporting range. You can go weekly, monthly, or quarterly. So I have gone monthly on essential oil. If you look on top left, this is the keyword, and Amazon has given me lots of related keywords with this search frequency ranks. So if you look at the number 1 click in, look at the number 2 click in, look at the number 3 click in. So if these 3 listings are getting the most amount of clicks, that means that person is doing a really good job when it comes to the main image. So that is something we can do for our own listing, so that we have an idea what listings are winning in terms of clicks. Okay, this gives you an idea. Maybe they might have a good reviews, they might have a good price. Again, that is something we don't control. We only control title, and we only control the main image. Okay, it also gives you the conversion rate. If you look at the number 1 conversion share, number 2 conversion share, and and number 3. So if now you can take a look what are the top listings and how they are converting. It gives you an idea what kind of listing for you to create. Okay, if they have done what's something special they have done in their creatives that you can do. Okay, so this is why using brand analytics is really, really important, because it gives you a reference point. Okay, so next one is when sellers at AMZ One Stop, we have worked with the smaller sellers, and we have also worked with the bigger sellers who have like hundreds and hundreds of SKUs. The money is a problem. It can get expensive. For example, if you're a smaller seller, you're launching with $10,000, you don't want to spend $1,500 to $2,000 just on creatives. Versus if you have like hundreds of products, you don't want to spend like, even you get a bulk discount, you don't want to spend like thousands, tens of thousands of dollars, optimizing your listing. So how can you save money on creatives? Okay, when you're working with any agency, working with if you're working in-house or whatever the method you're choosing, how can you get more and spend less? First one is ask for a bulk pricing. Okay, so that way what's the margins and how much money you can save if you send more products instead of just one. Okay, because once the branding is set, the next products are a lot easier to work with. Also ask for the number of revisions included. Any working with any agency, any freelancer, ask how many times you can revise it for me if I needed any change, because lots of the time sellers, they pay for extra revisions, which you shouldn't be. You should always ask the agency, okay, how many revisions do I get, and what kind of props are included. Recently we did an iPhone case, and the iPhone, we had to arrange an iPhone to do its photography, but lots of companies, they might not include that, right? You might have to ship an extra props to them, or you might have to do something out of the box, or it will cost you money. So ask what's the worth of props that's included in the Photoshop, and get a breakdown of the code. Okay, so where exactly, let's say if I give you okay, so I'm going to charge $1,000 for this listing, but I should be giving you a breakdown. Okay, it's 300 for the listing, maybe 400 for the video, 200 for the copywriting. So if you get the breakdown, you can, it's a lot easier for you to work with if you want to add something or remove something. Okay, and for the variations, if you have color variations or if you have any size variations, do not pay the same price. A lot of the sellers, they are paying the same amount. Let's say if they spend 1,000 on the parent, they would also spend 1,000 on variations, which you don't have to do that. Work on the parent listing first, have all the changes done, make sure you're happy, and once those images look perfect, then move forward with the variations and just change the color or just change the size. And that shouldn't be as expensive as the as the parent listing. Sometimes what happens is sellers, they get all the variations done, and if they need one image, you have to do it like 10 different times because you have 10 different variations. Okay, so this is where you can save some money on your creatives. And how do you choose a right agency or right partner to work with? Everything starts with a discovery call. Hop on a call with the agency, ask some good questions, and see if they recommend you something. Right, not it's because Amazon creatives are totally different. You need videography skills, you need photography skills, you need good copywriting skills. You also, maybe 3D rendering is what you need for your product. A lot of this time, we jump on a discovery call, and sellers are thinking something else, but when we recommend them something, okay, maybe 3D rendering is the best option for you. Maybe we can combine these two products together. What do you think about that? Right, so having a discovery call opens up lots of options. So start with that. Do not, because how lots of agencies work, or how your product is, they might, you might have to take a different direction. So jump on a discovery call first. Always take a look at their portfolio, see what kind of images, videos, A+ content they have done in the past, if you're going to get the same results in the end. Because a lot of the time you see a portfolio, out of 7 images, they showcase their best image, and rest 6 images look average or basic. So you ask for a portfolio for the whole projects, rather than just looking at the random images, or ask for the links that are live on Amazon, and look at their reviews on Trustpilot, Facebook recommendations, or if they have any testimonials. That gives you some confidence. And asking good questions like, what's the turnaround time, because sometimes the project can take up to 2 months, and that you can't just have inventory at Amazon FBA and your listing is not completed. So ask for the turnaround time, revisions, and if they're going to offer any support in the end. And plan ahead, or give yourself a lot of time. Now shippings are taking longer. If you're doing a C shipping, don't leave everything to the last 1 week. Plan in advance, because you're going to need some changes. You're going to need some time to review, and maybe split test lots of things. So sometimes Amazon can give you some hard time. Maybe sometimes they don't accept the video, or they don't accept the A+ content, and now you have inventory sitting at Amazon FBA. So if you plan ahead, if you give yourself a month to 2 months just for working on your listing, that can save you so much of headache. Okay, this was it on my side. Thank you so much for joining. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask, and I'll be very happy, to answer any questions if you have.
Yeah, thank you very much, Kamal. And you mentioned during the presentation that, of course, first, if you need help with images or video, Kamal's people will help you. AMZ One Step, you should find the link below in the description. And what we mentioned a few times, KLIK Box is what we're offering with this video. So find the link also below in the description of the video for the KLIK Box, more information. It's a package where we negotiated different deals with more than 20 different Amazon services and tools. And we put in one package for very low price. Price will increase, and this offer will not be permanent. So it will be lasting just for a few weeks. So make sure that you act fast. And Kamal, what is in your package?
I mean, I have got a great deal for you guys. If you get this KLIK Box package, you're gonna get a free starter video that will be your product shots, background music. We'll add some text to it that will be working really well for your PPC ads or your listing video. If it's a no-brainer. You're gonna get a free video if you go with this package. We can do stock images as well. If you have the stock images on your listing, we can animate them and make them look like really fancy video. I mean, if you guys, what you need to do is just fill out a form. We will get in contact with you, and maybe we can jump on a call, see what we can do for you. Or if you do end up choosing any other package, we'll just take $395 off your whatever the price you're paying. But I mean, it's a no-brainer. Go check out what we can do for you.
Yeah, perfect. So first step is to purchase like KLIK Box, and then you get automatically KLIK Box is like half the price of the video you are selling this video for. So it's like no brainer. All right, thank you. And now we have few more questions. I see someone is asking, is it better for your A+ content to use the Amazon formats or full-sized images that look slicker?
I would go with the full-sized images. Is the reason why, because a lot of the time you would notice Amazon, what Amazon does is they are going to compress your images if they're smaller size, and they look blurry on the Amazon display page. So what I would recommend is going with the big banners like 970 by 600. Or you can be a little bit more creative, and you can also combine those two banners. Let's say a lot of the time what we do is we combine 970 by 300 with 970 by 600. Now you have like a huge square, and now your images are not going to look blurred, and they're going to look very sharp. And I hope I answered their question. So going with the full-sized images, that would look much more better. And in the terms of keywords, what you can do is you can go to the edit when you go to upload your Amazon A+ page. You can add some alt text, so you wouldn't really have the indexing problem as well. You can add up to 100 characters, put your keywords in there. Don't worry about writing the copy. Mix them together with the copy and the design, and you're going to have a great looking A+ content.
Can sellers use 3D rendered images as main image on Amazon? I think your example with the laptop with this monitor was exactly that, right?
Yeah. So yes, technically it's Amazon doesn't like that because it's not a real picture, it's the illustration. But also Amazon wants to have a nice user experience. We have created hundreds of 3D rendered images, and none of them, we have never got any complaint, because when you render them in a JPEG format. As long as your 3D rendered looks real, you should not have any problems. Download that in a .jpg or .png format and upload them on Amazon. And if it looks real, if the users are happy, you should not have any problem. But to answer your question, it's not Amazon compliant, but I have not seen any listing taken down because if somebody's using a 3D rendered image.
Let's see another question. What type of product videos work the best from your experience? Which one is the best to start off? I think like you showed different like picture movements, some actors.
So it really depends on what type of your product is it. Sometimes, let's say you got to do your market research, see what your buyers want. For example, if you're, if you're selling a sports car for kids that needs to be assembled, assembly video work the best, because now you're showing that it's not that hard to assemble. Or testimonial videos if it's a skincare product, or if it's a weight loss product, or if it's any fitness product, testimonial videos would work great. But overall, lifestyle videos, when you're showing the product in action, that works really well. And for PPC, what works best is the emotions and the text. The trick I have for PPC videos, we have done like lots of PPC videos. So how it works is, if you can cover the entire screen with text, and it goes nice with the background music, so that your unique selling point or your features, they take the entire screen for a few seconds and then they go back to lifestyle image. That kind of videos work really well for PPC. But it really depends what kind of product you have and what kind of feedback or what your buyers need to know. That's something we need to do research first and then recommend you something.
All right. One more question about video. How do you split test? Let's say you had no video on the product listing and now you upload it. How could we, what is your recommendation to evaluate the testing process? Should we wait for a certain time or certain conversions?
Yeah, so you can do, I would say, do minimum 1,000 sample size, even if you're doing, if you're putting one video for first 30 days and the next 30 days. Sometimes, you get extra traffic. And let's say, for example, if you put first video, like right now it's September. So if you do these 30 days, and you do the next 30 days, and then there's a Cyber Monday, and there's also Good Friday during that week. So go with the sample size minimum of 1,000, and that's when you can evaluate. You should wait at least you reach that sample size. Sometimes you gotta give it extra push by just doing the PPC. So but split testing a video, it wouldn't really it will be it can be expensive, because when you're split testing, you're basically split testing two different concepts. You don't want to split test the two different editing styles, because that does not have a huge impact. It's the two different concepts that has a huge impact. But I would maybe, as I mentioned in the presentation, you can try third-party software like Pickfu to do that, or have 30 days for one video, 30 days for another, with minimum of 1,000 sample size, and that should give you the most effective results, given the condition that you're not running split testing during any peak or holiday season.
What about testing listing with video and without video? It's the same?
I mean, you shouldn't be split testing those. Video is always better. If you have a video, go for it. Yeah. Unless you're doing a very bad job at video, and that's the only time you don't want to,
Okay. Yeah, perfect. Thank you very much. I see someone else is asking, how come some competitors have huge main images, and when I try to have my main image show big, it doesn't show as big? Any trick?
Okay, so there's, I'll take that into two different steps. One is showing your main image very big in search results. Second is showing big when people actually click on that. Okay, first, let's tackle the search results first. So if your product is not showing big, what you can do, just check the corners or check how you have laid out your products. Sometimes what happens is Amazon automatically crops everything out, and your product looks bigger. But if you have any accessories on this side, maybe try changing the layout so that everything fits in a square, and that would make your main image look bigger on the search results, having no extra white space on the corners. But going to the second part, which I would maybe assume that maybe sometimes the listing images look smaller versus competitors, they're taking the big screen and your image takes very small. So there's we have seen that a lot, and it's the Amazon system. Sometimes they can make your product images look bigger. Sometimes it's maybe giving a call to the Seller Central will do the trick. But as long as your images are over 1,000 pixels on each side, you should be good. But I have seen that lots of new listings are seeing smaller images, but it's good that but on mobile it looks like the same size. The first one in the search results, there are some techniques to fix that, but other than that, if your listings are good pixel size and everything, Amazon should not have it's the Amazon's problem that you can probably try getting in touch with Seller Central. There's nothing much you can do about that.
All right, thank you very much, Kamal. And I believe that I really learned few interesting strategies how you can put additional information on the images. It's really nice. I hope this low risk or medium risk strategies will work well for the sellers, but it's everybody is playing this kind of game. So
yeah, as long as mentioned, if you got to have something as a backup, because otherwise you're not gonna get any competitive edge, and you're all let's say if somebody's now Amazon has come up with a bot system that as soon as you upload any image, they are going to check if it has any non-compliant things. They will not let you upload. But the sellers who have been selling in the same industry for like over a couple of years, they are already getting those advantages. So yeah, so you gotta be if you want to have a fair war, you gotta do something here and there to get that advantage.
Okay. Thank you. And again, people who are watching, you will find below the links to all relevant links we mentioned before, KLIK Box, also AMZ One Stop. And thank you very much, Kamal, and good luck in your business. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye now. Really nice chatting with you once again, Augustus. Have a good day, guys.
Yeah. Bye. And now, if you're still watching, I would invite you to watch other video with Kamal, which we recorded a while ago, where Kamal is comparing Amazon product photography with using stock images. So check this video out.